Jamal Murray got paid. He agreed to a 4-year contract worth $208 million.
There's people that think this was a bad deal.
People always think they're
maybe
something.
The guy we're thinking about sitting right here.
Brother.
You wouldn't have signed that check?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
How did you just let him, like...
Because I heard you talking shit about Jamal Murray yesterday with the contract.
What did I say?
All I remember is you saw that Jamal Murray got $200 and whatever million.
So where's the shit talking
You said
about?
I wouldn't give him that shit.
I actually didn't.
I just know your opinion on Jamal Murray, so it was kind of one of those that, why would you mention that? We all saw.
It was funny because I literally just verbatim copied what I saw on Twitter as a tweet. And I asked him, I was like, how do you feel about the top 40 player getting paid $200 million?
That is what it was.
Yeah, and he was just like, I forgot what he said. He was just...
No, they won a championship. He's a number 2 on a championship winning team.
Yeah, he got paid.
He said Fair Van Fleet was better.
You said Jordan Poole was better.
I probably said some shit like that like 2-3 years ago.
No, I think
Jamal cool.
The contract is great. I mean, he's getting paid a lot of money. I think he deserves that for what he means to Denver. But I mean, yes, we know Jokic is the most important player on the team. Nobody is
also the best.
Yes, nobody's denying that at all. But you also can't deny that the years that the Denver Nuggets have made deep playoff runs, Jamal Murray has also been healthy. 1 game away from the WCF in 2019. Made the WCF in 2020. And I thought at that time it was more of an even thing with Jokic and Murray, where they were playing at great levels. And
at that time?
Yes,
sure.
At that time. And then in 2023, I mean, Jamal Murray averaged 26 points per game on nearly 60%
double-digit assists every single game of the finals also.
Run. Like, I think the most concerning thing for the Nuggets right now is the health of Jamal Murray. Like, can you count on him to live up to the contract? I think that's a concern because of his injury history. I also think it's a concern that Zach Lowe reported that the front office is kind of not eye to eye with how to build out this roster. And I know that we've been questioning the Nuggets roster moves this offseason and last offseason because they lost Bruce Brown. And this offseason, they lost KCP.
They just don't have money.
They're trusting their young players a lot.
Russell Westbrook's going to have to carry.
The best player off that bench,
Darius Saric.
or
Watson?
Payne Watson, fair. I was going to say
Christ.
Julian Strother.
Respect
going.
Saric.
He sucks.
He was good for the Warriors.
Fuck, he wasn't.
He was good in his role.
I promise.
He was good in his role.
Did he shoot well?
Sure.
Did he rebound?
No. He was terrible, bro. But they had him at the 5, though. I don't know why.
It's not him.
I actually think the Nuggets did some work to patch up their bench because I do like the additions of Russ and Saric. But Russ is just such a question mark come playoff time. And
you like that addition?
Regular season, eat up some minutes is fine. But once you get to the playoffs,
that's all we
it's gonna
care
get
about
nasty.
when you're a champion.
I think it's the conversation with Jamal is funny. It truly is.
Here he goes.
Yeah, it's a funny thing, and maybe I might get negative, maybe I might not. He got $208 million, and I think what people are people are pushing back on is he has no All-Star games, he has no All-NBA teams, he has no All-NBA considered teams.
Why does that matter?
It matters because I don't want to say it doesn't, but it does. But it's just his career is weird. His career is because he transcends into a superstar in the playoffs, and typically you should get paid for that. But most of these guys that are getting these $200, $300 million contracts, they are on NBA teams, they are on All-Star teams. They've consistently been great in the regular season while either being good or dropping off in the playoffs. So Jamal's timeline is very weird, and he is coming off a playoffs where he wasn't that good. It does happen.
And Olympics.
Yeah, we eventually knew he was gonna have to come down to earth eventually.
He was really
historic
hurt.
Shit.
Seems that way at least.
It looks like he was hurt, but
Yeah.
I don't know. In the Olympics, he really just looked.
He was ass.
Terrible. But Jamal is just gonna always be in that weird conversation where in the playoffs he can play like a top 5 point guard. In the regular season, he kind of drops down to like a top 10, top 15 point guard. He doesn't have the accolades to show for his money, but in the playoffs, as a number 2, he's one of the best number 2s in the league. But health, injury concerns, that's kind of hinders him. Denver being in a situation where they don't make a ton of money, they are a low-level to mid-level market team. They're kind of stretched out cap-wise with their starting 5. So their bench is not going to be what it's going to be, in KCP, unfortunately, just could not stay. And I believe Orlando was giving him more money anyways. I would take the more money. You have your ring. You're just going to have to rely on the bench and Jamal's health. If Jamal's health can, be okay, continue to improve. Because, like you mentioned, they have had deep runs with Jamal, but they've missed some seasons with Jamal not playing. They've missed some MVP seasons from the Joker in which Jamal did not play. I remember in the playoffs, the Joker beat Portland, went up against Phoenix. Jamal wasn't there for that. He ended up getting swept, gentleman swept by the Warriors. Jamal wasn't there for that. So he has missed crucial time in the Joker's kind of upbringing of being an elite player, which is not ideal. But the one time he was there, they ended up going to the chip. So that's something that's really good. So it's just really his health, his play. If he can continue to build off that, then the money would be worth it.
Let's say Jamal Murray never makes an All-Star game. Can he get into the Hall of Fame?
Oh
no.
How many championships does he win?
I don't think you just get in with chips.
Let's say they win one more.
Can I tell you this? Perfect example of this. Julian Edelman, fringe Hall of Famer, correct?
Not the same.
Fringe Hall of Famer. You'd say fringe.
yeah, it's just he's had the playoff moments, but
Which is
regular
exactly why
Is he
I
gonna get into
Does
the
Edelman
Julian.
have Pro Bowls though?
No, not really.
Edelman
I don't know if
was Super Bowl MVP. No,
He was.
Yeah,
No.
that's-
Oh, he has all the
That's
accolades
a big,
in the playoffs.
but having Super Bowl MVP, if Jamal gets the Finals MVP,
Agree. But he's also on a team where
He has
football
one ring.
winning an MVP.
How many does he end with?
That's what I'm asking.
let's say one more. The Nuggets win 2
He has
rings.
no finals. He
I don't
does
think
not
he'll
get in
be-
the
I
Hall
don't
of
think
Fame.
he'll be in
He
the
doesn't
Hall
even
of Famer.
sniff the Hall
What
of
is he
Fame.
averaging in the playoffs?
I don't think that matters.
Because if he averaged what he averaged on that playoff run again for his second one, and he just continues to be this 22 point per game player, firm efficiency, 6-7 assists a game, but he is the strongest number 2 on a 2-time championship team, he'll get consideration.
Do you think Andre Iguodala is a Hall of Famer?
I think he's fringy. He has a better career than Jamal Murray.
If Jamal Murray wins one more championship, you don't think Jamal Murray would have a better career than Iguodala?
Not just because of the ring. Iguodala has more All-NBA teams, more All-Star appearances, and a ring. Multiple rings.
But then in the
Right.
playoffs, Jamal Murray is averaging 26
No,
a night.
but I don't think you're going to get in because of your playoff. You have to do a lot more.
Again, and I know even though basketball is way more lenient than any other sport, Julian comes to mind immediately.
Let's see, what does
Because
Andre
Julian
do this
is an all-time playoff performer. Statistically, I believe he's number
But
2
what
in
year
yards
is
in the
Edelman
playoffs.
going to even be considered to be in the Hall of Fame?
soon.
Couple years.
Do you think Edelman would get in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know.
I
don't
would.
think
I
he
would vote him in personally
I don't think he would
because
get
in the biggest time of the year, when you look at those record books in the playoffs, a lot of those stats you read Julian Edelman. That's for me why for all the years we had the conversations, the arguments of Jordy
Nelson.
and Julian Edelman, and I always took Julian Edelman because I knew in the biggest moments I could rely on Julian.
It's a good
That's
comp
kind
though,
of why
because
I would do
also
it.
the number one, you got Tom Brady the GOAT, and you got Nikola Jokic, who's the best player in basketball right now,
Facts.
kind
He'll
of
be,
carrying you
he'll
into
be
this.
sitting at, if he does win the ring, hypothetically, let's add it, 2 NBA championships, all rookie second team.
That's it.
Yeah.
What's his best regular season right
I'm
now?
about to look at that right
21
now.
a night with 6 assists.
And they'll look at his total playoff per game numbers. They won't just look at
But they'll look
individual
at those
seasons.
2 runs too.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, if he replicates what he did.
Let's see, Jamal.
I mean, the contract, I don't mind. 200 mil. OG Anunoby just got a $200 million contract, and I think we're all having
Easy.
Jamal Murray, especially as a number 2 option.
So for the playoffs in totality, he averages 24, 6, and 5.
On what splits?
And those came down because of this
Yeah.
run. But they were at 26 last year.
45, 38, 91.
That's amazing.
So yeah, that's really good.
It's
And
amazing.
then the regular season, he averages
As a guard, that's amazing.
18, 5, and 4.
On
39. No, I lied. That was games played. I'm sorry. 45, 38.
Basically the same
86.
shit.
so he just rises as a scorer,
Yeah.
which
Let's
what
look
more
at
can you
somebody.
ask for?
Let's look at somebody who just made it.
6
Ben
point
Wallace just got it,
increase.
right?
Yes, but that's a 4-time DPOY.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lock.
And he's got a
His
big-
resume's a lock.
Who just got in off? Let's look at Reggie Miller.
That's also a lock.
How about Chauncey
But no,
Billups?
but I
No,
don't
no,
think-
no. Go to Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey's not in, is he?
Chauncey Billups just got into the Hall
He
of
did just
Fame.
get in. But I want to look at Reggie because I don't think Reggie's career, 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA third team.
No, but that's why I think Chauncey's a better comp.
3-time All-NBA
Because
compared to
Reggie,
0.
yeah, OD. Reggie's a top 75 player all
Reggie,
time.
I think Chauncey has All-NBA team.
Does he?
So is what we're saying here is that
he has to wait.
I'm asking.
Wait a minute. Chauncey's
resume
done
is
more
crazy.
than Reggie.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Really?
a champion,
Yeah.
Finals MVP, 5-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA team,
Wow.
2-time All-Defensive. Yeah, he has a better case than Reggie.
enough.
Just looking at that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So are we saying that Jamal Murray has to make like 2 All-Star games to even be considered for the Hall of
He's
Fame?
gonna make All-NBA.
I feel inevitably he'll make one.
Does one All-Star really sway you?
Nah, the guards
From
in
a-
the West
from
are
a-
crazy.
From a
They're
non-Hall of
amazing.
Fame and a Hall of
They're
Fame. That's why I
amazing.
think he needs to have like one real dominant regular season, get an All-NBA
It
appearance.
is tough, but I think that it can happen. We saw Klay Thompson make an All-Star game. Not that he wasn't deserving, but he still made it.
Who's
Best
more of
team
a Hall
late.
of Famer, Jamal Murray or Al Horford?
Ooh, let's
That's
look
a
it
good
up.
question.
Let's see what Al's
Does
done.
Al have All-NBAs?
Yes,
John, this is rude.
he does. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and
This
say
is a good
yes.
question.
As a matter of fact, he has won
He is. Okay, I was gonna say.
in
Definitely.
2011, 5-time All-Star.
I'm going
defensive
Jamal.
second team.
He meant more to that
Got one
championship
ring.
team than Al.
He does.
Than Al.
Yeah.
Al
Probably-
got the resume though, like the All Stars and
does.
stuff.
I was also a 2-time NCAA champion, which they will look at.
That's
'cause he's a
true. That's
basketball fan.
True.
Back to back.
Back to back, the
Back-to-back moves
first.
the
Well,
shit out of
in a
people.
minute, I should say.
Yeah, so
Shots forward.
Jamal he just has to get more. It's like it's no way of putting it. It's not to say it doesn't diminish. If you don't make the Hall of Fame, it doesn't diminish what you are as a player. And I think Jamal Murray is a great player in his own right. But to make the Hall of Fame, you just got to get a little more. There's no shame or hate towards it. You just got to get some more. And it's tough in his era because he's playing with a shit ton of like the golden age of point guards, where it's a shit ton of point guards, whether they're coming in, whether they're already here, whether the older guys are just breaking the barrier. And he's not this insane regular season performer, and they don't need him to be. So maybe he's not, trying to do all that. But in the playoffs, he's just as good as almost anybody in this era as a point guard. So fuck it. If you just want to live with your rings, I feel like all that shit, because he's going to get paid like a top guy. That shit really don't even, the Hall of Fame don't really even matter for him.